Today we will be looking at the elements of literature and at the element of plot, specifically characters and characterization. Characters and characterization are mandatory to have a plot. The plot of a story are the events that take place. If we do not have characters, there is no story to tell. So we have to have characters that will help create the story. Characterization constitutes the authors creating characters with well-developed personalities. This particular picture is a scene from Toy Story 2 listing a variety of characters. Which characters that are pictured here do you think will be well-developed personalities? Why? Also, as you look at this picture, which characters do you think are less developed? And why would you choose those? If you have not seen the movie, study the picture and try to see if you can answer the questions. Who are the well-developed characters? Which are the lesser developed characters? Notice in this picture where the characters are standing. For example, towards the back over here to the left, we have the aliens. We also have Etch-a-Sketch back here in the corner. We also have Miss Bo Peep right here. If we come to the back over here, you'll notice the race car in the back. RC was its name. These characters are less developed characters. Towards the front, that are more dominant characters, we have Buzz Lightyear, we have Woody, we have Bullet the horse, and we also have Jessie over here. One thing you might also notice is that these characters are larger than the other characters. They are dominant. They are more towards the front. In fact, they are even standing in front of the other characters. In a story with characterization, the characters that stand out, that are dominant, that are more noticeable characters within the story are going to be the well-developed personalities. These are our main characters in the story. Of the main characters, we actually have two types. The main characters or characters in a story are persons, animals, in a literary work. This can be in a play, it can be in a drama or a story. However, it does not have to be people or animals. It can be other things like robots. In the movie WALL-E, also made by Disney, WALL-E is a robot. So the characters do not have to be people in order for them to be characters within the story. You will notice in this particular piece from Monsters, Inc. that we have over here Sully, the blue monster, and then down here we have Boo, the little girl. These are two of the main characters that are in the story Monsters, Inc. The protagonist is the leading, major, or main character in a drama, movie, novel, or other fictional text. The antagonist is the character who is opposed to, struggles against, is hostile to, or competes with the protagonist. For protagonists, we will be looking at characters that are leading characters. Protagonists are the leading character or one of the major characters in a story. They will be the main or prominent figures. Sometimes they are called the hero or the heroine. Notice, however, that the hero, the leading character, does not always have to be a, quote, hero. For example, in the movie The Incredibles, we had the character Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible. Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl are actually truly heroes. They are heroic figures who are larger than life and are able to perform amazing feats. However, in the movie Despicable Me, our main character is Gru, and Gru actually is not a hero. He is the leading character, he is the major character, the prominent figure, but he is a villain. He is a criminal mastermind and a thief. This character is not necessarily of notable character as far as character qualities go, but he is still the protagonist. Opposite the protagonists, we have antagonists. And again, the antagonist is a character who is opposed to or struggles against the protagonist. The antagonist is the adversary, the rival, the opponent, sometimes the enemy of the protagonist. He is sometimes called the villain or the bad guy. And you will notice in this particular video or in this particular slide, with The Incredibles, we have the character Buddy, who was actually the evil character. He was a hero figure, larger than life, had special skills, but he was a villain named Syndrome. In the movie Despicable Me, we had the character Vector, and Vector is the villain or the bad guy because he goes against Gru. And even though Gru is also a villain, he is the antagonist. We have Vector as the antagonist because he struggles against Gru. He is the rival, the opponent too. So bad guys do not necessarily perform as heroes only or villains only. You need to look at their roles. And if we were to go back to the particular slide about Sully and Boo, Boo, the little human being, is actually the antagonist here because she creates conflict for or creates a struggle for Sully, the monster. And the monster is actually the protagonist here. As you go to the end of this particular slide, take note here that there are a couple of questions I want you to answer. In today's reading, take time to identify the major characters in the story that we read. Please list the minor characters. How do you know that these characters are not primary characters? I would like you to name the protagonist and the antagonist. Please have these questions answered in your notes and have your notes ready when you come to class tomorrow. Thank you.